Layer Farmer 73 here. It's good to see everybody in here. I'm trying to get myself situated. YouTube changed some stuff around, so I don't know what this is all about. I said before I go to bed, I wanted to talk about these chickens before I go to bed because I got some stuff to do tomorrow, so I won't be able to do it tomorrow. So I was like, I better touch bases with people because I got people. Hey, Juana, how you doing? Hey, yeah, what's going on? Guava, how y'all doing tonight? Hey, she is Sunshine. What's up, Motivation? Princess Pamela's World, Dave Busby, how y'all doing? Good to see you. Butterfly Effect, Ina, Spider-Man, Belinda. I don't got my glasses on me. You know, start getting old, you kind of got to find your glasses. What's going on, everybody? It's good to see everybody in here. Listen, I got a lot of subjects that I need to touch on. But before I can touch on those, I need to touch on this a little bit. What is going on with the chickens? I guess I better start out like this. How many people have livestock or want livestock, particularly chickens? We're going to start there. We're going to start with the chickens. And then we're gonna move on. All right? Put your hand up. Put your hand and say me, say hand. Put it in caps so I can halfway see it if you can. So I can, if you want chickens or if you have chickens, say I have them or I want them. Hey, Gigi's Natural. How you doing, sister? Let me see. Say, La Will says, we'll be on it. Okay. Oh, that's your name, I think. Yeah. Okay. Tanja, want chickens? Gigi, I know y'all got chickens. Be rich. Be rich. You got chickens, be rich. You do everything else. Okay, Spider-Man have them. Okay, Linda wants them. Can I just break something down? Danielle say, got 5 chickens now. Okay, the reason I'm asking how many people have the chickens and how many people want them, because I got some lotion in my contacts. I'm sorry, y'all. How many people want the chickens and how many people are doing research on the chickens? There's a problem with the new way everything is, the whole world is, and it's a sad state of affairs because we have turned I ain't gonna say we, look, my beard cockeyed and everything else. I ain't gonna say we, but the system, the powers that be, has even turned homesteading, backyard gardening, and backyard farming into some kind of freaking video game. For instance, I know a lot of people know this already, but I promise you on my video with me feeding my chickens beans and macaroni noodles, there are literally hundreds of comments where people say, don't feed your birds beans. They're poisonous. Family, if we don't wake up, we're going to destroy our own selves. If we are that gullible, I promise you. And sometimes, you know what, for a minute, I thought it might be the big companies trolling me because it kept, beans are going to kill the chickens. Beans are toxic. Beans are gonna kill the chickens. Man, I would have killed hundreds of chickens by now over the last 15 years then. See, this is the thing I need to let folks know about chickens. They're not puppy dogs. That's where we're screwing up. Chickens are not kittens. They are not puppy dogs. They are not pets. You cannot have them in your house. I mean, you can, but gross. You know what I'm saying? When a bird feel like pooping, it's gonna poop. And they let out, a chicken lets out a man-sized load. They don't let out little bird crap, okay? They let out funky, stinking loads. So I think we're getting things a little mixed up. So I'm gonna start here. Here, I brought out a bag of pinto beans that I'm gonna feed my chickens tomorrow. I'm gonna boil these beans like I've been doing for 15 years. Mix it with either some rice or some macaroni or whatever else I got in this busted refrigerator, and I'm gonna feed my chickens. And I promise you, now I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you this because it's the truth. Since I started feeding my chickens back table scraps, because basically that's all it is. Everybody got caught up on the beans and macaroni thing. It's just table scraps, okay? When you feed your chickens table scraps and let them eat out of your yard, they're supposed to be eating out of your yard, free ranging. I can't free range right now because I have a family of hawks that live in this tree, and they will eat every last chicken in one day. They will destroy my whole system. Chickens are miniature dinosaurs. Please do your research. Go do as much research as you can. A chicken will eat any and everything, and no, it won't get sick. I don't know. The only thing I can think is I gotta be being trolled by those big companies. They don't want people to know you could just feed your chickens table scraps. I really don't think. What's up, Sunday Backyard Farmer? I just seen Be Rich say something to you. But the only person hey, Miss T, with the T, Miss T. Let me stop. The only thing I can think is I must be being trolled. Because if you think that your chicken will not eat, listen, if you go in your coop, listen to me very closely, and don't take this too personal, everybody, and don't do this because I know this will start trending. It could end up being the next TikToxic challenge. Don't do this. But if you lay in your chicken coop laying still long enough, they will eat you too. They don't discriminate. If you don't even feed your dog in your house, you're on the menu. Family, these chickens are carnivores. They eat snakes, big snakes, mice, rats, and anything else that runs in that coop. They're going to devour it undiscriminately, if that's a word. Couldn't spit that out good enough. Do you understand? They will eat anything. They're like goats. They will literally eat any and everything in this yard. Everything. And I got hundreds of this statement too I wanted to touch on. Say they are poisonous if they aren't washed. And so yeah, I'm going to dispel that. I have been having and taking care of chickens, hens, roosters for 15 years. And every time I put some beans out there, whether they fully cooked or they've been soaked and I let them soak too long and the beans start turning, stinking in the pot, no matter what, I give them to my chickens, and guess what? They always live. They always are fine. They are always great. I don't know who's telling everybody all this nonsense. Now, see, people digestive tracts and these chicken digestive tracts are different. I don't care what nobody say. I'm living proof. I'm living proof that, man, you throw anything out there. Your Aunt Edna send y'all another fruitcake this year that nobody's going to eat, and it's going to be here till next holiday season, next year. Don't re-gift that, because Aunt Edna know exactly what she put in that fruitcake, and if you hand it off to somebody else, like a football, she gonna know, even if it's in a doggone wrapper. She gonna know it's hers. She gonna know what you're doing. Man, give that fruitcake to them chickens. Y'all done, you know, ain't nothing left inside that turkey, and people gonna trip on this too. I don't care what you say. When you ain't nobody else eating that turkey, and that gelatin at the bottom of the turkey pan that came off the turkey, and don't nobody want to touch the jelly at the bottom of the pan, give that collagen to your chickens. I know it's gross, and I know what y'all thinking. Give that collagen, that turkey jelly at the bottom of the pan. Mix that with something else, some hamburger, whatever else meat is left over after the holiday, that old stuffing that ends up being too salty, everything. Thank you, Gigi. All of that, put it in your coop, and watch how healthy your birds are. Watch how many eggs start pumping out. Watch how happy they are. Watch how quiet they are. They will eat anything. Every time I cut the grass, and I was going to do a video today. Every time I cut the grass, I've done a lot of videos on this. I take the grass clippings and throw them in my coop. That does two things. They get a chance to eat all the bugs that my tractor sucked up in that grass bucket. They get to eat the freshly cut grass, and they get to make bedding, and they're going to turn it into compost. I don't know where everybody is getting this. Now, let's flip-flop back onto something else too. These ain't no show birds. I don't plan on winning no trophy going to the state fair with my birds. I just want them to be healthy, live, pump out eggs, and ultimately end up with some lemon butter on their back. I'm not taking them and prepping them to be show birds. That's not what I'm trying to do. What is that? Lemon pepper on their backs, garlic butter. Listen. I know all of these things have become like a video game. This whole social media thing of the homesteading, the social media homesteading, the social media gardening, the social media way of this new. Nah, that ain't what we do here. Nothing I do is pretty. It really never have been. But we eat. We eat out this garden. All I gotta do is go out here and show you every year. I show everybody every year. Everything I'm saying, I can prove it. All I gotta do is aim the camera out the window. Every year. And they say, this is gonna kill your birds. That's gonna kill your tree. Every year, I'm full of fruit. Every year, I'm full of eggs. So I'm gonna show y'all right now how pinto beans have so-called poisoned and murdered my birds. Okay? Pinto beans and macaroni, hamburger, hot dogs, and all the other crap I threw out there, meatballs, cupcakes, and everybody thought that came out of my house. That came from our camping trip where all the people from around the country gathered, and we didn't eat all that food. So instead of trying to store all that food, feed it to the chickens. Okay? So I'm going to show you how these beans, how horribly they done. Give me 2 ticks. 2 ticks. I just want to show you how horrible. Let's see how horrible. Let's just see exactly how horrible that the beans and macaroni hurt my chickens. I just had to address this because you know what? One thing I don't like folks telling me something I know. Now, this is with us eating breakfast every day. So we're eating these eggs too. Mind you, I got about 30 eggs behind me. I'm not even done yet. I got about 30 eggs being incubated to make new chickens behind me. You hear this? This is full, and I got this half full over here of eggs being incubated as we speak. Now, with all of these eggs, no, these aren't, I didn't buy these. You can see that under here. I didn't buy these. I just keep these containers like everybody should be doing in the first place. I keep these containers till the wheels fall off. All of them loaded, full of eggs. All of them. Every last batch. I ain't got to look through every last batch. That's with us using eggs every single day. And I've been doing this going on now. Now, I haven't had, I might get 1 or 2 eggs a day or every few days since October. My birds stopped laying around October. August, yeah. October-ish. August, October. Now, I didn't really mind at the time, and before everybody started tripping on where's all the eggs at, I didn't mind because we already had tons of eggs. But once I gave a lot of the eggs to my family members, my sisters and my nephews and everything else, right? Hey, we running low on eggs. And my sisters asking me, hey, you got some eggs? No, my girls ain't laying. I don't know what's going on. So by the time I start figuring out something is wrong, and then I start looking all over the internet and seeing everybody else got the same problem I got, I said, well, it must be something wrong with the feed. Everybody was like, it's something wrong, got to be wrong with the feed. And I said, I believe that because all the names, I use it. Usually, I don't feed them no feed. Y'all over the years watch my birds in the yard with me. So this time, I got my birds in the coop. Guess what? I ain't getting eggs. So I said, forget this feed. I'm not taking no chance on it. People kept saying, just switch the brand, switch the brand. Man, they all of these different brands of feed come from the same manufacturer. Period. I don't care what brand it is, just like your loaf of bread. I used to work at a bread company, and I'm not going to name off none of the such and such pride, plunder bread, I'm going to call it, and all the other ones, Aldi bread, all of that, come off the same line out of the same oven. That's why if you go to Aldi's and you get some of that bread and it only costs you 50 cents, but it tastes like plunder bread, because it is. It just got a different bag on it. I used to be the one, my brother used to cook it. Let me back that up. My cousin used to mix it. My brother used to cook it. He used to run the ovens. And I used to put them in the wrapper and put them on the truck. All of my family worked at Plunder Bread. And it's the same freaking loaf of bread. The Plunder Bread got a price on it that's $5.78 a bag. and the Aldi brand is 50 cents. It's the same bread. It's no different with this feed, and frankly, it's no different with a whole everything else in our lives. That's why when y'all ask me about solar generators, you be like, "That'll sure look like the tic-tac-toe one," cause it is. They're under the same umbrella. Just this is the it's like the orange place versus the blue place where you get your garden essentials. It's the same thing. We the ones dumb enough to be duped. Like I'm a HD man. No, I like to go to Slows. I like to go to Home Tempo. They're the best. No, I'm a Slows man myself. They the same dang on thing. That's how stupid we are. We be falling for it, man. We don't put no thought into our purchases or the decisions we make in our lives. We just go off of advertising. We just go off of commercials. Everything we do is about commercials. So I'm here to tell you, if you don't think it worked, do this too. If you want to, go over to that video with me giving them hamburgers and hot dogs and all table scraps and lettuce and tomatoes, and go to the video I'm feeding them beans and macaroni. You know what you're going to see? Look in them comments and how many hundreds of people said, "I did what you said and I can't believe it worked." Because here's the deal that everybody seems to miss out on for some reason. At the bottom or somewhere on the bag of feed, it shows you the number and a percentage of how much protein that's in the bag. There's other things in that feed, but it's the protein percentage. It might be 20%, 16%, 12%, depending on what you're trying to get your birds to do. So people was like, "Can you feed that to the chicks?" The chicks got a whole different protein level on it. All of it's the same crap. You want to hear something else? I don't feed my chicks chick starter. A little bag of the chick starter costs just as much as a 50-pound bag of feed, right? Almost. Man, I put that same feed into the blender and hit that button about twice and feed it to my chicks. Give your chicks a little bit of milk. Man, we ain't using this. You could buy your chick starter if you in a rush. But man, it's all the same stuff. You just got to know what to put in it. Let me see. Cashley says another video showed that they did some testing on that certain chicken feed and they didn't leave anything out, but it had 3 times normal allowed. Okay. Well, the basic thing is protein, vitamins, nutrient, and protein. So all we got to do is stop thinking about your chickens like they're some kind of exotic parakeet. Man, they chickens. They like hood birds. They don't care. They don't care. Here's another truth fact. They will eat each other. If you don't feed them in time, they will eat each other. Here's another truth fact. Everybody was like, put that nesting back in the egg box. They had just scratched the nesting out of the egg box. You act like chickens don't do this stuff, man. They like dogs. That's like you coming home like, "Ooh, your house nasty." No, while we was out, Fido tore up our couch. Your chickens ain't no different. They get bored in there and they start banging on wax in there, fighting each other, jumping on each other's backs. Ain't no big deal. And if your chickens start eating their own eggs, you either have a calcium deficiency, a protein deficiency, or they're thirsty. So I put wooden eggs in my box because I'm like, man, they've been pecking the eggs, right? So what I figured out, they got all the protein they need, all the nutrients they need, still pecking eggs. Guess what I figured out today? Today, now listen close to this because this may help you. Today I figured out they getting all the food they need, all the protein, all the nutrients, but I got two big giant black Australorps that keep trying to eat the eggs. So I stood out there and watched them. That's why I didn't go live today or I didn't do a video. I'm looking. And I let a few eggs stay in the coop. Both of the two black Australorps jump in there and start eating the eggs, and I let them. Then I just sat there and watched them. Guess what else I figured? They didn't need calcium. They didn't need calcium. They didn't need, no, they don't need calcium. I'm about to hurt y'all feelings in a minute. This is why I say you got to watch your livestock. You have to pay attention to your bees. You have to pay attention to your goats, your sheeps, and your chickens. You just don't get them and let them go and let the wind take care of them. No, you got to sit there like a shepherd, like you're supposed to be, and pay attention to your flock and figure out what the heck is going on. Guess what I figured out? The big, gigantic black Australorps are so big, they can't get their head. I got this little hole for their head. I don't have the water. I don't have the water inside their cage because all they do is knock it over, right? And if I got it in the bucket like I got it, while they're scratching around, they scratch all the sand, dirt, and leaves and stuff into the little watering bucket. And if you don't scoop it out, they don't get no water. So what I found out, every chicken in the coop can fit their head through that hole. My black Australorps, their comb and they wattles and their head is so big, they can't get through there. They're thirsty. They just need some liquid. They're not looking for sustenance. They are thirsty. So what I do, I put a bowl of water. Now, mind you, every other chicken can get their head through there to get the water. I put the water, a whole thing of water in the coop. The only two ones that rushed to get the damn water was the black Australorps. The rest of them wasn't interested in the water. So now what I'm going to get, I gotta do some stuff because I used to have it built in my chicken coop that I built. But now I'm going to have to build something in here where they can always get water because they freaking big old heads is too big. They're just thirsty. So everybody, oh, they missing calcium. They missing protein. They missing. No, they're not. Why are they the only ones eating eggs? Because while they're eating those 2 or 3 eggs that's in the coop, no other chicken is interested in trying to go up there and indulge in that yolk and those eggs. Only the 2 big, gigantic black Australorps with them big ass heads. I figured it out today. They're thirsty. They don't need no sustenance. Matter of fact, they crawl and their chest is poked out like this with food. They ain't hungry. How many people have chickens and seen a chicken almost eat itself half to death? And they crawl, it's sitting out like this on that side of their chest. How many people have seen this? Raise your hand or say hand or me. This lets you know your chicken ain't hungry. When you walk and their chest is like this side is low and this side is kicked out like that, their craw is full, stuffed to the max. They keep on pooping trying to make more space. You see your chicken like this, your chicken is not hungry. Now your chicken is just eating for convenience if it's still eating. Your chicken will eat itself to death. Somebody said, you supposed to feed your chicken all day. Listen, That too was a lie. You are not supposed to be sitting there feeding your chicken. Listen close. You're not supposed to be feeding your chicken feed all day. Your chicken, somebody got on there and got on me like, chickens eat all day. You're supposed to feed them all day. You can't just give them a bowl or two of beans and feed and let it go. No, that's a lie. The reason why you see your chicken pecking all day out in the yard because one little bug is not going to get it. One little tick, one little ant. That's why they constantly down there looking for worms, scratching up worms, bugs, peel bugs. That's not going to get it. They're supposed to eat all day if they're not bringing in enough sustenance. So that's why they sit there and scratch all day, because that's the stuff they like to eat. But if you are hand feeding them table scraps and you have a brand of feed, they shouldn't have feed all doggone day. They shouldn't, because your food is going to go to waste. They're going to just keep eating pooping, keep eating pooping. That's not going to help them do anything. Nothing. You look, I give my chickens a set. If I'm not on vacation now, I give my chickens a set amount of feed, and that's it for the day. Now, if I feel like splitting that, it's a 1 gallon bucket. If I feel like splitting that 1 gallon bucket in two and give them half of that today, this morning, and then another half later that day, they still getting the same amount of feed. I'm not going to overfeed my chickens. I'm not doing it. And people think that that's what it's supposed to be. Maybe you eat all day and you think your chicken supposed to eat all day. No, they ain't. Now, mind you, 15 years of me doing this. And the only thing that I lost chickens to is hawks, raccoons, possums, and stuff like that. I ain't never had no weird come outside and my birds is dead for nothing. And I got to sit there and play Scooby-Doo with the mystery machine to figure out what happened to my birds. No. So everybody got their own set way of doing stuff. So do I. My birds stay healthy. Did you see the coats on my birds? You see they feathers? You're not, this is my promise to you. You are not going to get feathers shiny like that. And you see the black Australorps, they look like goldfish with the shimmering feathers. You're not going to get that kind of sheen on the feathers and healthy feathers if your chicken ain't healthy. You're not going to get that. If your chicken is not healthy, they're going to look like somebody just dragged them behind a truck. Their feathers are going to be dirty looking and stanking and broken off like hair, like people hair that don't take care of it. It's going to look awful. You're going to be like, this chicken is either sick, is getting picked on, is getting bullied, feathers be missing and stuff. If your chicken is not healthy, it shows in their fur. Just like with people, right? If we ain't healthy, it's showing our skin, it's showing our hair. No different with the bird. So people, that's why I was like, these can't be real people that are trying to address me about this situation. It has to be bots or something that's trying to make it so people really believe the hype that it's not the feed. I don't care what it is. But I know one thing, if you feed your chickens table scraps, you'll save yourself some money. You'll save yourself from cleaning that. You know, every time you clean your refrigerator out, Spider-Man, that's another one. Thank you, Spider-Man, for that. I got this, which is utterly ridiculous. Why are you feeding your chickens meat? Chickens are vegetarians or vegans, they say. One or the other. I was like, man, I let those people say that because it just shows the world that you don't know what the heck you're talking about. I don't even address those. Because you think your chicken is a vegetarian or a vegan. I'm gonna let you think that, okay? I'm gonna let you think that. Cause you don't want to eat meat, you think your chicken don't. That's like saying, look, bears love berries, right? Most of their diet is berries. But when they really need to bulk up and put on some weight and winter is coming, they don't want no more berries, man. Bears are not sniffing out berries anymore when winter is coming. Bears will eat each other like a chicken. Bears stop eating berries and start looking for meat, fish, flesh, like chickens. Period. They are not vegetarian. So just so you can run this test through your computer, set you out one of them chef salads in your coop with just all the vegetables and fruits and stuff, and then put a T-bone steak, whether it be cooked or not, put a T-bone steak on the other side. Watch which one it go to first. I ain't saying it ain't gonna eat the chef salad, but it sure gonna eat that steak first. Because it want that protein, and then it's gonna want the vitamins from them leaves. I guarantee you. Matter of fact, what y'all saw in that video I put out the bowl of salad first, didn't I? The whole bowl of salad. And then once I start breaking them cheeseburgers out like a deck of cards, pick a card, any card. Pick a card, any card. Once I throw them hamburgers out, they was like, bump that salad, son. We'll get back to that later. This dude got burger meat and Nathan hot dog, son. Oh, we eating that? We get that salad later. They stopped eating the salad and started eating the hamburgers. That salad was still there the next day, and I saw them eating it when I came to feed them again. So people, we keep putting human type stigmas on animals, wild animals. Plain and simple. It's ridiculous, man. It just shows you how much you don't know. It just shows how much you do not know. I promise you, and I'm not snapping on nobody. I'm flat out telling you, you ain't done this before. And if all you've been feeding your chickens is vegetables and fruit, I mean, good for you, but you must not let them out very often. Because if you let them out the coop and let them go free range, they ain't eating that grass. They're looking for snakes, frogs, anything with some kind of heartbeat out there that they can find. I can't make this up. Spiders, flies, bugs. And this the other part that I'm baffled. I'm kind of thrown off by this. This was one question. What was that question about if they eat bugs? Okay. If you only feed your vegetables, this was one comment I saw. If you only feed your chickens vegetables, do you expect to get a vegan egg? Is that what you're doing? Because I just want to know. I was curious. I couldn't never find a comment again because there's so many comments.
They was asking if you feed your chickens meat, will it come out in eggs?
That's another one. Here's another one. Thank you, babe. Somebody asked if you feed your chickens meat, because they were vegan or vegetarian. I can't remember which one it was. If you feed your chickens meat, does the meat come out in the eggs? Because they eat vegan eggs. only. Somebody better tell them. Somebody better tap them on the shoulder, whisper in their ear, like they late for the test. Like, and listen, you know, this is the sad part about humanity. Some of these questions you get and these thoughts you get, you think it's coming from robots, right? Or somebody just playing around. You know, family, I'm afraid to say that these are real people. These are people that live next door to you and me. These are people that help run the country. These are people that's teaching your children at school. These are people teaching you and your children about the Father. You got to remember, some of these questions ain't coming from children or somebody that just ain't right. Nah, these are real, true-to-life people asking questions like that. If your chicken eats meat, I don't know what kind of gut system they think the chicken got, but if your chicken eats meat, will the egg have meat in it? I can't make this up. I told you I was about to get on it. Even Lady Leia was like, because we sat here scratching our heads all morning. I think I went through 2 cups of coffee trying to figure that one out. And the person that say they only eat vegan eggs, farm fresh vegan eggs. There's 2 people walking around here somewhere in America with those thoughts in their head. Listen, oh Lord, somebody is walking around America right now that think there's such a thing as a vegan egg. They come a farm fresh vegan egg. It's somebody, one of us know. One of us know. You might be in the chat tonight. I'm here to tell you, my friend, there's no such thing. There's no such thing. And will the meat come out in the egg? First, I'm going to need you to define what an egg is. Me and Lady Leia had a long talk, right? About that. And that's going to swirl me off into something else a little bit. When we say meat, when we say, you know, like steak or chicken or whatever, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to get into that tonight. All right? Because that's a whole nother ball game. Whole different ball game. But anyway, I take a few questions. Y'all done seen the proof, man. The eggs every day. Every day. Now, mind you, I got chickens laying eggs, eating eggs. We eating eggs. I'm incubating eggs. I got 4 stacks of eggs here. Just in a couple of weeks. Somebody tell me this don't work again. I call BS on that. Right out the bat, my chicken should be dead. They was like, they so toxic, it'll kill you flat. Those is people that's walking around right now. They done listen to some crazy TikTok video and they just live by that. They don't do no research. People don't do research no more. This is the world and the age of the machine. People do not do their own research anymore. All they listen to is the rumors. They they listen to rumors, and the rumors become fact. You heard something that sounded good on social media. You did zero research. You went out and did it. Either hurt yourself, hurt somebody else. We do no research. Now we're being taught by social media. It's a sad state of affairs. Let me see. They don't want the truth because they're scared they will lose money on vegetarian eggs. I'm telling you. Say you are healthier if you eat plant-based foods. I didn't say you wasn't. I'm just telling you, an egg ain't plant-based. But that goes into that conversation me and my wife had. I'm not gonna get into that. But that's a whole nother ball game.
So, did you ask about is bugs meat?
I didn't ask him. I told him I wasn't gonna go down that alley, but I will. I will. With the person that asked, because a person asked, chickens are vegetarians, you shouldn't be feeding them meat, or vegans, whatever they think chickens are. This is my question to you or anybody that wants to answer it. Because I was going to go down that alley, but I said, no, I was going to just peek around the dumpster. We're going to go down that alley. What is meat? What is meat? Because I had a question. Are bugs meat? We don't think of it like that, do we? So then we start getting into the facts of, is bugs meat? Nobody ever thinks of bugs being meat. All of them, I guess we can define it all as protein. Because when you think of meat, you think of flesh. You think of beef, pork, chicken, fish. When you hear the word meat, that's the first stuff pops in your head. Bugs do not pop in your head, do it? Protein should be the actual real word that people use. Now, mind you, full of protein. Where do they get it from? Where do your beans and your vegetables get the protein from? So while I'm going to dip down that alley just a little ways, I ain't going down there where ain't no street light, but I'm going to go halfway to the dumpster. What do you think your plant-based food eats? Your plants eats dead bugs. Bugs being meat, being protein. Your plants in your garden and in your orchard eats dead animals that have died and fallen to the ground. They absorb the proteins and blood and bone meal from that decomposition of that animal. That's what your plants eat. They have to. So just because you can't see your plants uptake that protein and nutrients, is it not an animal? It's absorbing the exact same thing we eat. You just can't see it because it's happening underground and it's happening on their leaves. For instance, I'm going to hit you with another one. When a bird flies by and poops on your plant absorbs that. Your plant does not mind that at all. That's why they'll tell you it's best for your plant to have a foliar feed. Have you ever heard of foliar feed? That's spraying your leaves with nutrients of whatever sort that you need. nitrogen, whatever, your foliar feed is no different than you taking some poop out of your rabbit hutch, stirring it around in some water till it's completely liquefied. Put it in your backpack sprayer and spray your garden with it. So now we actually have to really think about where are the proteins that our plants eat derived from. So now that kind of just put a little stinker in the whole, just want to put something on people's mind that just like eating plants. Because I'm here to tell you, and I know because I've been gardening all my life, your plants eat other animals. Your plants eat bugs. Your plants eat poop. Your plants eat the poop that the worms leave behind. As the worm eats and eats through the soil, it leaves behind what they like to, they done spiced it up, made it cute. Worm castings. I'm going to start calling mine that. Lead castings. Like, where you going? Ooh, I got to go in here real quick, let out some of these castings. They just play with words. It's worm poop. It's worm poop. I'm going to start calling, I got to go drop these castings. See, it's just play on words to make it more marketable. That's it. That's it. Your plant eats everything you do. You just don't get a chance to see it, and it's not going to absorb it as fast as you shoving some meat or a burger down your throat. That plant is going to slowly uptake that nutrients as it as slow as it needs to. Whether you put a dead squirrel under your tree, you put a old turtle under there, you do me a favor. I showed people this years ago. Take one of these eggs. Take one of these eggs. If you're gardening in a container, scoop out a hole in your container. Put that egg down in there. Put that egg down in there in your container. And then hit it. Cover it back up. Then hit it. Crack it down in there. You're going to go down there in about a week. All the liquid going to be gone. It's just going to be shell. Go down there in about 3 to 6 months. Ain't going to be no shell left. Your plant literally absorbed every part of this egg, which is protein, which is meat, is coming from the chicken. And people don't want to put 2 and 2 together to make 4. Because they don't want to believe the truth. That I just gave you pure truth. Not from something I've heard or read, something I know and something I did. I'm telling you. This is what happens. You put any kind of animal under a tree and watch it thrive. When we, listen, I live on a lake. And when some of these dead fish, you don't smell no dead fish around here. You know why? Because when I see them washed up on my shore, I get them and I put them under one of my lemon trees. I put them under one of my apple trees. You take that protein and that nutrients and you put that under your doggone plant. Don't throw that away. That's food for your garden. The natives even, listen, before we came up with all this fandangle crap that we do today, the natives, the originators, not just the natives, all of us, the way it's supposed to have been. You take those fish. You don't just fish for you and your family. You also fish for your garden. You put those fish down and then you plant your plant on top of it. You plant that seed on top of those fish heads. Watch what happens. Watch what happens. Been doing this for hundreds, if not thousands of years. Then we changed the game up thinking we done did something. We ain't did nothing. All we did was ruin. All we did by the things that we do today is ruin the balance of how things are supposed to be. The things that we think, the things that we speak, all we did was ruin the balance of this planet and how things are supposed to be. Look where that done got us, huh? Right? Look where that done got us. Thinking that we can control Mother Nature. Instead of working with nature, we've been working against it so long, we done broke the machine. We've been working against nature so long, we have destroyed the machine. The gears ain't linking up no more. And now we weren't wondering what's wrong with the world. Screwed it up, man. We too busy trying to play God. Oh, they gotta have this kind of feed. Your chickens gotta have this kind of feed. They gotta eat this brand of feed. No, they don't. Want to hear something again? And I told y'all this the other day. Your chicken don't need you. Your chickens don't need you. Now, those little cute ones that we done made in a lab somewhere, they need you. Because that's what we done made them cute for the show. Those aren't real chickens. These Rhode Island Reds, those Leghorns, all the Easter eggers, all of those narrow little thin type chickens, those birds don't need us. They don't. They can live out here in the wild with everything else and be fine. I promise you that. Before I had a chicken coop, I used to just let my birds, man, good luck. I hope I see y'all in the morning. I didn't have no coop. I just was like, when I first started keeping chickens, I knew I needed a coop, but I ain't had the money for the lumber, and I'll show y'all a picture of my first coop. It's ridiculous. It's utterly ridiculous. I have 4 hens, and I would have been better just buying a Rubbermaid bucket and putting them in it. But until I could finish building my coop, I would just tell my chickens, man, I hope I see y'all in the morning. I done named y'all and everything, so, this is it. Have a nice night, I guess. And then hope you see them in the morning if they didn't get ate up. Did that for weeks. Your chickens don't need you. Before I knew what a feed company was, I didn't know how to get feed. I didn't know there was such a thing. When somebody told me I need chicken feed, I was going to Kroger's. I was going to Kroger's. I was going to Walmart. I was looking hard down the dog food, cat food aisle. I seen everything. I seen feed for turtles, rabbits, dogs, big dogs, little dogs, old dogs, young dogs, puppies, kitty cats, old fat cats. They even had a freezer with refrigerated food for dogs and cats and rabbits and stuff. No chicken food. Somebody had to tell me you got to go to a feed store. First time I ever been in a Tractor Supply store was because of my chickens. I never knew. I'm from the north. I didn't know what Tractor Supply was. Sound familiar. Tractors. Guess what? They don't got tractors there either. They don't sell tractors. But you get what I'm saying. We've made a mess of this whole thing. And I just showed you with beans and pasta, man, we just got to get back to the old way of doing everything. We just got to get back to the way it's supposed to be. We cannot rely on outside sources to take care of our livestock and our pets. Here's one for you. How many people got dogs? I know everybody about to raise their hand. How many people got dogs and cats? Raise your hand. Dogs and cat owners. Pet owners, dog owners, cat owners. Dogs and cats. Dogs and cats. Raise your hand. Come on, dog. I know it's 513 people, 515 people in here. 510 of y'all at least got a dog. I know y'all do. Y'all love your dog. See somebody at 3 dogs. Come on. Come on. You got dogs and cats. I don't care if you got a rabbit, you got a pet chimp, something in there. Everybody got something flying around or sliding across their kitchen floor. Somebody got something. What did what did we feed our pet dogs only just 100 years ago? Because I've had people tell me, oh, no, you can't feed a dog that. They have to have a special diet. Somebody needed to have told my grandfather that then. Because I don't believe Alpo and them were trying to have nothing to do with my grandfather's dog. The dog ate what my grandfather ate. And now we're being told that these different brands, oh, this is the heart healthy stuff. Oh, no, this is for if they got osteoporosis. Osteoporosis, dog? What? I'm sorry. I'm sleepy now. They got every kind of different food for your dog and for your pet. Whether they got brittle bones or arthritis, they going blind, they got the food for it. How much of that do you believe though? That's the part I be missing. Like, do you think they just got a separate part of the factory just for dogs with like arthritis? You think they cranking that stuff out with these specialized food and chemicals in it to feed your dog? But the bag of the food costs the same as the other stuff. I don't know about that, y'all. We have a dog food or a pet food place here. I ain't gonna name it. It's huge, and it smells like death for in about a 5-mile radius. You pass that factory and you want to jump out your car and roll out like an action movie. You just wanna, you'll be driving down that highway past that pet food factory, and the smell, have you ever seen George Foreman, how he punch and come from up under the rib and leave that, they say you can feel his punch like in your spirit, like Jesus. George Foreman hit you with that uppercut he got. That's how that stank hits you. You know when you drive past a deceased animal on the side of the road, the smell kind of come through the vent. You be like, ooh, not that. I'm talking about, imagine that deceased animal on the side of the road is all swollen and juices is coming in flies and vultures. You can see that for about a quarter of a mile. Imagine somebody grabbed that and smacked your windshield with it. That's what that pet food factory smell like, okay? I ain't talking about that subtle, ooh, close the vents, ooh, oh my goodness, somebody need to come get that off the road. Not that. Pick that up, and as you drive by at 55 miles an hour, somebody throw that in your window and it land in your lap. That's what that pet food company smell like. You mean to tell me it's some scientists inside that factory making specialized, especially, space age food for your dog with bad bones. And it's the same price as any other dog food. Man, I call BS on it. They feeding all our animals the same stuff. You know how many people they said, I I don't even feed my chicken feed. I buy whatever's on sale. I heard people saying they feed their chicken goat feed. How many people were in here right now that said that to me? Anybody is in here? They was like, I feed them the goat feed, whatever is on sale. Busted bags, you go to Tractor Supply and stuff. They got busted bag discounts. It might be some goat feed, some horse feed. It might be something. And they feeding that to their chickens. I got people sending me emails of pictures of their chickens, like, and they're beautiful. I'm like, they are beautiful. I'm gonna have to try some goat food, I guess. I don't know. And here's another one. While you're planting your garden, plant some stuff for your livestock too. Like everybody you're going to see in a video, I let some of my collard greens go to seed. I did that on purpose. I didn't get them in time, but I planted those for my birds. We got ours. Matter of fact, I got a whole bucket of cabbage over here. I'm about to let that video off. I'm about to tear y'all head off with that. But some of this stuff I grow it for our birds. You know? We just got to be a little bit more slicker than that. So what's name had a factory growing, growing up, we just hoped it wasn't downwind. Oh, so you know what I'm talking about. I don't know what they keep talking about dog food. I think you could feed your chickens anything you felt like you wanted to feed them. It ain't going to make no difference one way or the other. Say my dog love carrots and watermelon. Your dog will love anything you give him or her. So any questions, you guys, before I go? I'm sorry to have y'all on here so long. Any questions? I saw a few sneak by me, but I'm going to pull it up now and I'm going to try to be brief with my answer. Any questions whatsoever on the chicken problem? If you can't find chickens and they're out too far, incubate. It's time to incubate. That is that simple. Just incubate. Chris says, if you can't feed your animals from your hand, you have too many animals. If you can't feed your animals from your land. Oh, from your land. From your land. I said hand. You're right. You got too many animals. You said you never seen a YouTuber from South Carolina before? Well, if you run into me, don't be shy. I'm just a dude. I can see if I was like Eddie Murphy or something, that'd be a whole nother ball game. Security might get you first. I'm just a normal guy. Say I saw a video on YouTube that if you have ducks, it's better to put fish in their food. I don't know anything about ducks. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't even gonna begin. Can you feed quails the same thing? I got that question a lot. I don't see the difference. I've never kept quails. I just know they noisy. I don't see the difference. I really don't. Let me put it to you like this. When I feed my chickens feed, the feed from the store, all the birds, the little birds come into the chicken coop and eat their feed. So I'm gonna just leave it there. Let me go right back in here. All right, TT. I hope I see you one day. Let me see. What size dog pen do you have, Led? I'm going to do a whole video on that because you're going to get a chance to witness something real smooth. I'm about to move those chicken pens, okay? And I'm going to tell you everything about them. I'm going to tell you where to get them, everything. And I'm going to tell you why I love them. So please be looking out for that video. Matter of fact, that video is going to be coming next week. So please look out for that video. Okay, let me see. I bought Muscovy ducks. Is that how you pronounce it? Do you think I made a good purchase? I don't know. I don't do ducks. They're ducks need water. Ducks are a whole different kind of animal. So I don't do ducks at all. So I'm sorry. There's people that do keep ducks, and there's another reason I don't do ducks anyway. I have a lake out here with literally hundreds of ducks and geese. I don't need them. So everybody in here is saying, yeah, you made a good purchase. Okay, let me keep going. I'm looking for questions, then we'll get out of here. How long does it take for eggs to hatch in the incubator? 21 days. 21 days. On day 7, matter of fact, this coming Sunday, I'm going to candle them. I'm going to show you how that candle, now that it's dark in here, a little darker, I'm going to show you how that looks. You can see it a little better now. I'm going to get back in here with a question. Wait, let me cut the light out. Turn off the lights and light an egg up. All right, this is how you candle them. And watch this. You can't see anything inside that right now, but when a baby chicken's in there, the bottom part will be dark. It'll be halfway filled in there. You do it a few more days, you can start seeing the actual chicken veins inside that egg. So we're going to do that this coming Sunday and see if I got some throwaways or see if I got some chicks. Because Rudy is in there causing havoc. All right, let me get back to the questions. I don't want to take too long. Okay, let's see here. We get high temps during summer around 102. Do you think chickens will survive with maybe misting and shade? They need shade, but don't wet your chickens up. Don't wet your chickens with that mister if that's the one you're talking about. They know how to keep cool. They'll pluck all that down feathering out from up under them. That's how they do it. You'll see them, and they keep their mouth open and keep them in a nice breeze. Don't keep them enclosed, and keep them having some shade for them. They don't need to get wet. Do you plan on eating and raising more? Is that what you trying to do, Dre? You trying to eat your chickens? What kind of light is that? This is just a flashlight. It's a candler, but all it is a flashlight with this little thing. Look, you see those all the time at Walmart, right? That's all it is. Just some little makeshift thing that they slapped on it. Before I had this thing, I had made something similar. It's no big deal. This, I'm gonna show you how I used to candle my eggs. I would have a normal flashlight, just like this. And look, put my hand just like this, and watch this. You don't need all that crap. Just get a flashlight. This just happened to come with this set, so I use it. But you don't gotta go out of your way for that. What kind of chickens do I have? Delicious ones. No, I'm kidding. I don't pay no attention to that too much. I love Buff Orpingtons, and the rest is like whatever. I don't get into that. I don't have birds for show birds. I get birds, just good egg layers, good dual multi-purpose birds. But if you want to know, my favorite chicken of all time is the Buff Orpington. Of all time. Okay, got that question. No more questions. Okay, here we go. Butterfly effect. How long do you keep them in the incubator after they hatch? I keep mine in about a day or two. I know you're supposed to keep them in like a long time, so they, because what it kind of turns into is a like a little hatchery. I don't do that. I give them a day till they turn into little puff balls, and then put them in the doggone tank with the hot light. Don't, because you know what they're gonna do in there? Make a mess. It's gonna go to stinking. I let they fur, I mean their little feathers, their little fluff come out, dry out. Then I pull them out. After you hatch them out, where do you put them? In a heated tank or Rubbermaid bucket with the hot light. Let me see. Wait, is it true chickens will drown in a storm from staring up at the sky? You ever heard of that? Why would they be staring up at the sky, my friend? Do you um once my chickens dry, then they go in the brooder. Mine too. Mine too. Okay, how many chickens do you need to have for eggs? Wait a minute. How many chickens do you need to have for eggs and meat for a family? That depends on your family, how much y'all eat. That's all up to you. There's no uh there's no rules to that. You got to know how much y'all eat, and you got to know everything about you. Number one, chickens and livestock aren't like Boston baked beans. They're not like a box of Oreos. They are living, breathing things. You got to know how they act. You got to know how they all ain't gonna get the exact same size. They all ain't gonna act the same. So you can't really put no number on that. You have to get out there. Here's the part that I was talking about earlier in this video. Then I'm gonna get back in the question. You got to pay attention to your livestock. It's that simple. If you ain't ready to pay attention to your livestock, you're not ready to be a beekeeper. You're not ready to have chickens, goats, sheep, or nothing else. Probably not a dog or a cat. You got to pay attention to your livestock or your pets. If you ain't ready to put the time into walking your pet so they can go poop and changing your kitty litter, some folks, listen, I'm going to keep it real. Some folks don't need no animals. Some folks don't need no pets. Some folks don't need no children either. I'm going to keep it 100. It's not going to be a popular piece of advice I'm giving right now. Some folks don't need no children. Some folks don't need no pets. Some people don't need no livestock. Some people need to just stay away from other people. Frankly, everybody feel like they need a pet, but they need a pet so bad that they neglect the pet. And the pet all mangy and dandruff and ticks and fleas, and but they think they love the pet just because they let the pet in the house and give them half of their Subway sandwich. Some people don't need no pets, man. It's just a fact. You know, some folks don't need no kids. They just don't. So I know that's unpopular, but doggone it, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I done seen a lot of kids wandering through the streets on my mail route, and I gotta stop. You know, and it is. I'm gonna dip off into another realm real quick, so come with me. I'm gonna come out in a second. I used to be on my mail route, man, and see like kids just wandering around, little kids just wandering around, and as bad as I want to stop, as I'm the neighborhood mailman. I'm supposed to be the good guy, right? As bad as I want to come up to the little kids and, hey, where's your mama at? Where you live at? Where you coming from? As bad as I want to do that, okay? We have made this world so scary to live in that me approaching the child could probably get in trouble if that child said that bad man right there was asking me where I was going. Next thing you know, I'm in prison with a brand new roommate that I don't want. All because I'm trying to help. So some folks don't need kids. And then here come the mama. I ain't even gonna describe her. Here she come. She don't say nothing to me. She yelling at the baby. She's screaming at the baby. For basically, I'm gonna call it escaping. She ain't hurt. She ain't sad. Nothing. She's angry. You know, I can get the anger part after you find out that your child is okay. But the initial, where you been? Get back in this house. I told you stay in. I'm like, I'm glad I stayed out of it. I don't want to have nothing. Guess what? She never asked me a question. She never said nothing to me. And I'm sitting there looking around and I'm yelling down the street, hey, who baby is this? I'm not talking to the baby. I'm talking, hey, who baby is this? Oh, no, dog. Anybody know who kid this is? Because if I would have done something, next thing you know, I'm in court. This world has become so sensitive and cruel that everybody is the bad guy now. Everybody looking for a paycheck. I know this ain't about chickens, but I'm going to touch on this real quick. Somebody will sue you just because you talk to them the wrong way. So me, I don't be, I try to, it's a fine balance. It's a fine dance, but anyway, again, some folks don't need no kids. And matter of fact, that wasn't the only time I seen that kid in the street. Now I know this kid is 2 blocks away. That kid was 2 blocks away by herself. Did you hear I said herself? By herself. Don't get me on that one because that one just drives me crazy. Okay, back to the question. Sorry about that. You think the beans and noodles is good for chicks? Yeah, we talked about that a little earlier. If I were you, the beans and noodles were just for protein. We discussed protein a little earlier. You can just get some, you know what you can get? You can get the scratch. Get the chicken scratch. They can't do nothing to the scratch. It ain't nothing but wheat, barley, corn, and a couple other things. Put that in a doggone coffee grinder and feed it to the chicks. The beans and everybody is taking that somewhere where it's not a magic. Ain't that the song though? It's a magic fruit. Beans, the magic fruit. The more you eat, the more you toot. But it's not no magical remedy. It's just you're feeding your chickens more protein. They need that protein because they are carnivores. They are miniature raptors. The only difference between a hawk, listen close, the only difference between a hawk and a chicken is the hawk can fly. Listen to me close, and I'm going to stand by my words. The only difference between a hawk and a chicken is the hawk can fly long distances. Your chicken can fly short distances. If that chicken could fly like a real raptor, bird of prey, you would be scared of chickens flying over you. Just like when you see an eagle or you see a hawk flying low, you're like, whoa! If a chicken could fly, you will be in some trouble. Your dogs and your cats will be getting swooped up by a chicken. You will see your dog or your cat leash dangling, flying off into the sunset in the claws of a chicken. True story. Look at chicken feet and look at hawk feet. They're exactly the same. They got the same claws and everything. They can grab stuff just like that hawk can. Can you imagine like big, beautiful, fluffy raptors, chickens just flying around like hawks? If a chicken could fly, we've domesticated them to the point where we made sure they couldn't fly. They ain't nothing but mini dinosaurs. They like little velociraptors. Matter of fact, it's some roosters, there are still to this day some roosters that you cannot get in the cage with. I mean, a big, strong human like me, you gonna have a problem coming into the cage for his flock. He know you coming in there to either get the eggs or to get the hens. Some roosters will tear you up with their raptor-style claws. And their spikes on the back of their leg, they'll tear you up. So we'd probably be eating less of them if they could fly. No, we wouldn't. You will see some dude out there like send his dog into the field and then a bunch of chickens come out the grass, start flying. Boom, boom, boom. I got about 4 of them. I see that sucker almost got away from me. The dog went into the field. That sucker jump out there. Pow, got him. Boom. Chicken meat all over, boys. Dinner time. I'm getting hungry. Let's round them up and get them to the house. We will still be eating as many chickens because it's gonna be people hunting them just like they hunt everything else, right? Let me see. Butterfly effect. I saw a breed of chicken that's the size of a first grader. I had a rooster. We called him the Colonel. I had a rooster, and at the time my son was 5 or 6. The rooster was almost as big as my son. If the rooster wanted to peck me, let me put it to you like this. His head, I'm not the tallest guy in the world either, okay? His head almost came up to my junk. So if he really wanted to ruin my day and peck me in the junk, I would be finished. That's how tall and big that rooster was. Like I would always kind of turn to the side when I approached him. Because I always thought, man, if he bite off my junk, I got on jogging pants too, I'm out in the garden, I got on jogging pants, and here he come. I always kind of turn to the side. He can peck some booty meat, but I always, how would you explain this to the doctor? Oh, god dang, doc. Is it salvageable? You think we can do something about this? Well, Mr. Lead Eye, I've never seen a case like this before. I need to get all the nurses in here to take a look. Hey, nurses! Go look at and see what we're going to need for this. Dude, you will be on every magazine. That one chick to cut that dude's stuff off ain't going to have nothing. They got famous from that. Ain't going to have nothing on you. You got yours ripped off by a rooster. It's a whole nother, oh my God, I just thought of something. A cockfight. I'm sleepy. It's time for me to go to bed. I'm cutting up now. And I lost. So I would always turn to the side so I don't get in no cockfight with the rooster. So that's it for me. That's it. I'm sorry. Let me see. Looked at how to feed chickens. Looked at how to feed chickens the best on Google What a joke. I don't know what that meant. Let me see. Okay, that's it. Woo. Last year I got 3. Last year 2 roosters that were supposed to be females. They'll trick you. They'll get you every time. Let me see. Yes, I ain't gonna say it anymore. He looked up how to feed chickens. He looked up how to feed chickens on Google. Oh, and it was a joke. I believe it. So everybody, I'm gonna let y'all go. We've been in here too long. I don't want to keep holding y'all. And plus, I was hoping to get more questions, and I probably missed a lot of them. And I apologize. And again, I want to say thank you, everybody. Thank everybody for supporting me and hanging out with me and listening to my nonsense. Thank you. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I have no reason to sit here and lie to you. None whatsoever. Because all it'll do is come back and haunt you. Just give it a try. Just give it a try. Man, go clean your refrigerator out. You got some, you know what I want to know what my chickens ate yesterday? True story. After the holidays, everybody makes macaroni and cheese. If you end up making too much, what do? You freeze it. You put it in a bowl and you freeze the macaroni and cheese because you figure you're going to eat it later on through the year, right? My son pulled out the frozen macaroni and cheese, and it's in about a half a gallon bucket. He takes a scoop of it, eat it, leave the rest of the macaroni and cheese in the refrigerator. I happen to open the refrigerator and start smelling some macaroni and cheese. Man, take that out to the chicken. Yesterday they had macaroni and cheese. Today, I got eggs. That's how that works. Clean out your refrigerator, stuff up in your cupboard that you ain't gonna eat. You know good and well you ain't gonna eat Aunt Edna's fruitcake. You probably got some old pie filling in a can up there somewhere. You know good and well you don't even like brazzleberries. Go on and open that can and go give it to your chickens. Clean your kitchen out. Get all this crap out of your kitchen. Go give them a nice meal, a nice treat. That way you can clean your refrigerator out, clean out your cupboards. When are you going to decide to have chicken class? I'm not. We already had it and nobody signed up. It's like I never have it. Every year everybody begged for it, and then when I finally did it, nobody signed up. So I had to cancel it. I had to because I love talking about bees and chickens. I love it. Because it'll change your life. It'll change your life by keeping chickens and bees. So, sorry, Myra. Oh, that was Myra too. Sorry. I tried. It was on the website and everything. What do you do if your rooster is leading the hens all over the place, like down the road? Okay, newbie gardener. I know this gonna sound crazy, but this is a true to life fact. I've been doing it for years. This is the first flock I never done this with. Listen to this real close. You can train your chickens just like you train your dog and your cat. No, you can train chickens better than a cat. You can train your train your chickens just like you train your dog. What you have to do is, when they're young, you got to start them young from chicks. Let them free range out in the yard. When they reach a certain boundary that you don't want them going to, throw something in that direction in front of them, make a loud noise like 2 garbage can lids or 2 cymbals, and make them run the other way. Every time they do that, every time they go to a part of the land that you don't want them to go to, throw a stick over there and make a loud noise. Or make a whistle, something that they identify with, right? A whistle, a certain noise, like, hey, 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 hey. Soon as you do that for about 30 days, your chickens won't leave your yard. That's my promise to you. Now listen close how I'm going to tell you. My neighbors used to wonder why, this is before, this flock here, this is the 2020 flock. They ain't been trained at all. Every flock I've had all of these years, I trained them like that. At our old homestead, the neighbors here in this neighborhood used to wonder, boy, your chickens never come over to our yard. They never leave. My chickens never left the backyard. They would stop right here on the side of my house and come back. Stop at his landline, come back. Stop at the creek in the lake and come back. Stop at his house, line, and come back. They would never, ever, ever leave no more. Every blue moon, they would kind of get out of line. And then you gotta make your noise or hit your whistle, whatever you train them to know that you're doing wrong. Your chickens will never leave. So your rooster, if your rooster is leading the hens down the road now, it might be too late for this flock because he already got bad habits already, like certain dogs. You would probably have to what I would do, because the hens are going to follow the rooster no matter what. What I would do, get rid of that rooster, bring in a new rooster, and train him immediately. Start training him. They're just going to follow him. So get rid of the old rooster, bring in a new rooster, train him up, and then all the hens are going to follow him. They're going to start catching on to it like, oh, we can't go over there. We can't go over there. Trust and believe it. Okay? So you can train them just like you train a dog. And I'm living proof. I got older videos. You see my chickens just in the yard and I ain't paying them no attention. I don't got to worry about them going to the water. I don't got to worry about them going to my neighbor's yard. Nothing. Okay. All right, y'all. I'm going to let y'all get some rest. I'm going to go too because you know I'm sleepy. I'm talking about cockfights and stuff. Everybody have a wonderful night. Okay. Oh, I seen another question. Let me rephrase my question. What is your website? It is let me just put it in here. easily-growngarden.com/products will take you to all of the stuff. Let me make sure it's all together because this doggone thing always do a spell check on me. Hold on. Okay, that's it right there, okay? And it still don't do right. So everybody have a wonderful night, okay? easily-growngarden.com/products. All right? Everybody have a wonderful night. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you to all my new subscribers. Thank you to all of my OG subscribers. I hope that my new subscribers become some of my OG subscribers. Hang out with me for years to come, and let's just do this. Thank you, Regina Kelly. Thank you for that. And hang out with me. And hey, Vivian Perez, how you doing? And let's build one of the strongest communities on the planet. That's what I want to do. So, hopefully soon we're going to be talking about Camp Club. We're going to be talking about survival camp again. I'm going to stay on top of everybody on that because it's very important. All right, everybody have a wonderful night. And everybody have a wonderful night. And I love you. And I'm out. All right, have a good night. Stay safe too. Stay warm. The weather is stupid. The weather know good and well it ain't got no sense. Have a good night, y'all. All right? Good night.